Hi guys, welcome to Charity's Bubble USA, your #1 channel. I hope you're doing fine. Don't worry, my shirt got a little bit of makeup. I tried to remove it but it wouldn't come out, so I wouldn't mind there. So I hope you're doing fine. I'm doing very good. I'm going to work. So how is your day or night? I hope it's going well. My name is Charity Nganga. This is Charity's Bubble USA, your #1 channel. Thank you for always supporting my work. Thank you for always watching my videos. I don't take it for granted, guys. I know it's a privilege. I don't take anything for granted. Anything that happens in my life, I never take it for granted. So this is Charity Nganga. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly consider subscribing. It's a little bit chilly. I don't know, our weather is just... Let me stop my wind. Come on. There. Now I am fighting with my whatever. But I fixed it. Now, today I want to talk about something very different. Like very different. And this is for parents and kids. Because when you come from Africa and you're coming here in the US, you're coming to the unknown. I call it the unknown because when you come in and you're very fresh, you don't know. There is so much that you don't know. You might assume that you know, but I'm telling you, there is so much that you do not know. I don't like that stain on my shirt at all. So I want to talk about parenting here in America. That's gonna be a challenge for each and everybody, because you might think that you know everything about parenting, but it's a little bit different, guys. So like I said, when we were coming in 10 years ago, it's been a while. Oh my gosh, that has been a hot minute. We only had 2 kids. One was 10, the other one was 4. So very young kids. But now we have 4. Because we added 2 more. God blessed us with 2 more. So we have 4. And I look at the way, I want to start with the way we were brought up. The way we were brought up different in those times. Because at our time, children were supposed to be seen and not to be heard. So you didn't have much to say. Like for example, I would remember when my mother went to buy us clothes. She did not consult us on what we wanted. She just went to the store or the shop, or she went to, actually we used to get, my mom used to get clothes for us for the, you know, the second hand, which is very common, where you guys just go and buy the second hand clothes. So that's what we used to get, which was okay, it was fine. You know, it doesn't matter. Even right now, I like to buy clothes that are second hand. It doesn't matter to me. But we never had an opinion on anything. Anything your parent wanted to buy for you, you did not have an opinion. Now, when it comes to how I was bringing up my kids when I was in Kenya, it was a little bit different, kind of leaning towards how we were brought up, but it had changed because I do remember when we were growing up, we didn't have a TV, so we didn't spend all our time in front of the screen. I don't even remember if we had a radio. Maybe we had a radio when I went to high school. I don't remember very well, but that was that. But right before we came to Kenya, God had blessed us. I wouldn't say that we weren't blessed. We had been blessed with a TV. And I do remember that was the time that the kids were getting accustomed to watching cartoon. So you'd find that your kids, on Saturday, they are watching a lot of cartoon. And maybe there was also, I think when I was older, I wasn't very young, they had brought this thing of video whereby you would go and watch a video or public somewhere, and then someone would be commentating on the video that was there. But then when it came to my parenting towards my children when I was in Kenya, I do remember trying to consult, especially with Eric. He was 10, and I would go with him maybe to the store and ask him, is this what you want? Or maybe sometimes he would come and then he would be like, can you please buy me a video? And then he would go and put it on a tape, and then he would watch it. Actually we used to rent, we didn't used to buy. So that used to happen at that point. And I do remember trying to have some conversations with my kids, like just talking, which I didn't have much with when I grew up. Because like I said, when I grew up, children were to be seen and not to be heard. Capish? That's it. Now when you come to America, it's a different thing. Because those little ones, you start talking to them by the time, before even they are born. You know, when they are in your tummy, you're talking, you're reading, you're reading a story, you're doing a lot of stuff. And then when you have them, you have to read stories, you have to be with them one-on-one, especially when you're here. Here, it's very hard to hire a house girl. You know, the Kenyan way, people can even hire 2 or 3 house girls, so you find that all they do is go to work, come home, find the house girl has done everything. So I would say that parenting is whereby the house girl becomes more closer to the kids than the mom. Because the mom goes to work from Monday to Friday, and then on Saturdays when they take their kids out, and then Sunday they go to church, and then Monday is usual they have to go to work, which is okay, it's fine, because that's the lifestyle there. So you find that the bonding is not there. But then here, when you come here, you have to be one-on-one with your kids. And that's why my schedule, I normally work at night and my husband works during the day. So that every time there is someone at home to be watching those kids and to be knowing what they are doing. And you have to have so many conversations with them. Now the thing is that they will question you. They will ask you why. You will go and buy, you will still sit and think that this is the best dress or this is the best water bottle. You know, like the other time I was having a conversation with my 8-year-old. She wanted a certain water bottle. And I didn't like that one. Because I kind of like to think and look at what are the other kids having in school. What water bottle are they having at school? So I don't want to buy a water bottle for my child that is going to have all the attention that she will be looking at that bottle and she's not going to be thinking about something else because it's so fancy. So I went online and bought a water bottle. Actually, I bought 2. And then I had to show her, this is what I bought for you. And she was so angry. She was like, no, mom, I didn't want this one. I wanted the other one. So like they have an opinion. Like here, they will have an opinion. And they're going to question you. Even when you're punishing them, I'm telling you, they will question you. And you find that it's a little bit different here because if you beat them up, like the way we were beaten up or kids get beat up there, or you can be in so much trouble here. So you look for other ways to parent them, to punish them. Like you can, especially the little ones, like my little ones, what I do, if they do something wrong, I put them in a timeout. I just tell them to go and sit in a corner for a few minutes. And then I tell them to think about what they have done. And then when I come, we discuss why they were punished. And then we look for solutions or what they are going to do better next time. That's kind of how parenting is over here. So that's for my younger ones. For my older one, who is a teenager, that's kind of a challenge because when you're bringing up teenagers, it's a little bit tricky because they're trying to get their own independence. And when they are trying to get their own independence and to discover who they are, oh gosh. Oh, shoot. Come on. Okay. When they're trying to get their independence and to discover who they are, you find that sometimes they will want to stay by themselves in their room. They want to be on their phone. They want to talk to their friends. Their friends are very important at that point, which is okay because it is that stage that they are trying to identify, look for an identity. And most of the time they will find that identity in their peers. So with those ones, especially my teenager, she knows that every action has a consequence because she's older, you know. So what I do is if we have set out some guidelines on homework, on cleaning up their room or her room, on taking a shower, because you find that sometimes teenagers, you have to push them to do these things because all they want to do is sleep and be on social media and be with their friends, you know. But you find that you have to, I normally have to make my teenager understand that her actions will have consequences, you know. So let's assume it's homework, because I have to go through her homework and see every week. I do like a weekly report to see if it's not done. She knows that her phone will go. It's not even negotiable. Her phone is gonna go. You know what I mean? If it's she has a phone, yes, it's good for her to have a phone because of safety, and because I want to know what's going on in case there was something. You know, I know you guys have seen a lot of maybe sometimes a shooting in school. I want to know what's going on with my child when they are in school. So it's important for her to have a phone, but that phone has to be given up at 8. And if it is not given up at 8, then it's taken away for a whole month or for, you know, so that she can learn that she has to give it up. And it's not that I don't want her to be on her phone. I believe that at 8 o'clock, she should not be talking with her friends. She should be preparing to go to bed, because when she came from school, she did her homework, she had a little bit of time of chatting with her friends, and then at 8 o'clock she has to give up her phone because it's time to go to bed. I don't care what she is doing or whatever, but she has to give up her phone. That's how I do it. And she knows that if it's on Saturday, she has to do her laundry. I don't do her laundry, and she has to fold it, and her room has to be cleaned on the weekend, because the other days is gonna be touch and go. The Saturday is the whole free day, so the laundry has to be done, it has to be folded, and the room must be kept clean because that's her room. I'm trying to teach her responsibility. My younger ones, I have to do with them. So if we are folding, I fold with them. If we are cleaning the house, I have them collect if there's papers, they collect. I have them hold the picker up, and I put the trash, and you know, we do it together. See, that's how it is. But you do have to do a lot of explaining, because they're gonna question you a lot. They do question a lot of things that you're doing, and of course you have to watch even your tone when you're talking to them, because if you yell at them, the next minute they will yell at you, and if you tell them to stop yelling, they're gonna tell you even you yell at us. You know what I mean? So there's a fine line on how we do parenting here, because you're not going to just take a stick and start beating them up. No, that's illegal. You can do that, but you have other ways that you can be able to parent here. The other thing is, I like using praise. You know, praise for me it's a big one. So sometimes I might be having a challenge with my daughter, like maybe I'm having her do something, she doesn't want to do it. Or even my youngest, they don't want to do anything, you know, which is common, you know. So we will have to stand firm and make sure that that thing is done. But then after they do it, I have to praise them and tell them that they did a good job, you know. Tell them that I am proud of them, because they need that validation. They need me to acknowledge that they have done something that is good, so that next time when I tell them to do it, they will do it, of which I didn't have that when I grew up, you know. And I talk about this you know, I think it was the kind of the parenting, because when I was younger, I do remember when I got my period, I didn't even tell my mom. I was so scared. I didn't even tell my mom. And I think it's because I didn't know that something like that was going to happen to me. So from that little tiny thing that I experienced when I was younger, now like my 8-year-old, I've told her this is how you're growing up. This is what's going to happen to your body. If this happens, then you have to let us know so that we can help, you know. And it's okay if some parts of your body are growing some hair, because, you know, I don't want her to wake up and find some hair in her body and then she doesn't know what's going on. No. I want her to be aware of what's going on with her. I want her to know that when she grows up and she becomes a woman, that she's going to have a period, so that when it comes, she's not scared, she's not traumatized. She will come to me, and I will help her, or I'll give her the supplies that she wants. I've even taught her how to do it, you know what I mean? And I do remember it was kind of funny when my older one got her period. I wasn't home, I was at work. And she was confident enough to go to her dad and tell her what was going on, and her dad was able to help her. So for me, I kind of find that one rewarding, and that's how I do my parenting here. Because it's a fast world that we are living in, very fast. It's a very, very busy life. And if you don't do it the way it's supposed to be done, then you're going to lose the way. You know, you're not going to be able to mold them the way they are supposed to, because it's a modern way that I'm trying to do it right, you know. If it's my older one, because I have all ages in my house, guys. I have 21, 22, I have 15, I have one that's gonna be 9 next week, and I have a 5-year-old. So those are very many ranges, and it's okay. So for everyone, for every stage, I try to do what's appropriate for that age. Now, like for my 5-year-old, if I put her on timeout, maybe she's not doing what she's supposed to. Maybe I tell her you need to do coloring, and she wants to be on her tablet, and then I go to do something and I find that she's on her tablet, she's not doing coloring, and I'll put her on timeout. But I'm not going to put her on timeout the whole day. I'll put her on timeout for 5 minutes, because she's 5 years old. She can take 5 minutes, and then I will make sure that it's done, and she will sit on the corner by herself, and then I will tell her why she sat. No, I will ask her, why do you think you were told to sit in the corner? And then after that, we'll talk about what she would have done better. So I have all these ages that I'm trying to bring up, and you find that even something like I've had these. I wanted to move them from the school that they are currently to take them to a different Catholic school, but we had to sit down and have a conversation with them, and we looked at some ideas. But my 8-year-old was like, no, I don't want to move. And then I asked why, because it was my desire. And then she gave me all these reasons, and then I was like, is it valid? Do I need to change her? How is it going to affect her? I have to sit down and converse with my kids. You know, if I feel like, according to how we are talking and everything, I still have the overall decision, but I like to have input with them. Because if I have input with them, it's going to be good. I'm going to be a good parent. So when you come here, it might be challenging. Sometimes you'll think that they're talking back, they're asking questions, but that's how they are brought up, and they are taught a lot of standing up for themselves. They are taught when they are very young, as we weren't taught to have to stand up for ourselves, and that's how it is, guys. So when you come, you will find that your parenting is going to be a little bit different, and you cannot just force things on them. You know, I was having a conversation with these parents, and they were trying to force something on their son, and then I told them, no, it's about sitting down, telling them the advantages of doing it, and then discussing, and then giving them an option, be firm, and tell them all the advantages, and then they will understand. And actually I had a conversation with that child, and we came to an agreement, because you have to know why don't they want to do this thing, and then when they know why, then you look for a solution so that they can still do what is best for them, and the solution that they are worried about, you're going to be able to fix it. So that's kind of how we do it here. Parenting is going to be a challenge. It's going to be hard, but it can be done, guys. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. And remember, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly consider subscribing. I'm going to work. Thank you for always even sharing my videos, and still remember that I'm praying for you, and please pray for us, because these are hard times for us. They're very hard times. I told you, whether you are a U.S. citizen or whether you are a U.S. permanent resident, they're hard times, but we trust in God, and we know that we'll come out strong. So thank you, guys, everything, and God bless you.